In our next unit, we will be learning about quadrilaterals. A quadrilateral is a four-sided polygon. There are four different types of quadrilaterals. There are parallelograms, rectangles, rhombi, and square. You will learn each of their properties and how to use them to solve for the missing sides and angles. The first type that I want to talk about is a parallelogram. I want to discuss the properties of the parallelogram, and so the symbol for a parallelogram is, it's almost like a lopsided square. And if I wanted to label the parallelogram, since it has four vertices, we would have four letters such as A, B, C, D. Some of the properties that parallelograms hold, their opposite sides are always parallel. So if you're looking at this picture, I know that this side is opposite of this side, so these are parallel. I also know that this side is opposite of this side, so those two are parallel. Another property that parallelograms hold is that opposite sides are congruent. So not only are these two sides parallel, they're also congruent. So I'm going to put the congruent mark, which also means this side and this side is congruent. Another property that parallelograms hold is that their opposite angles are congruent as well. So this angle is opposite of this angle. I know these two are equal. This angle is also opposite of this angle, and those two are equal. Another property they hold is that consecutive angles in a parallelogram are supplementary, or they add to 180. So, I don't know if we remember from our angles unit, but supplementary are the two angles in the corner, such as this or this. So, this angle and this angle should add up to 180. Also, this angle and this angle should add up to 180. The last property that parallelograms hold are that the diagonals bisect each other. Now remember, bisect means that they cut in half. So we have two diagonals coming from each corner, and they bisect each other, which means this piece equals this piece, and this piece equals this piece. Okay, so let's walk back through those again. I know that opposite sides are parallel, so I know this side is parallel to this side. I also know that this side is parallel to this side. So not only are these parallel, but we also know they are congruent. So to give us less marks, I'm going to come back up here and just make them congruent. Then we know that opposite angles are congruent, and so opposite means that they're across from each other. So this angle and this angle, and this angle and this angle would be equal. Consecutive adds to 180, so we know our consecutive are these ones in the corner. So this angle plus this angle should add to 180. This angle plus this angle should add to 180. And then lastly, we have our diagonals that go from corner to corner. And they bisect each other, which means that those are, each one is congruent. So this is congruent to this piece is congruent to this piece. So tomorrow we're going to have you solve some problems using these properties. So the big things that I want you to know about this is when you're solving for sides, we know that opposite sides are parallel and they're congruent. So what you want to know for sides are that opposite sides are equal, which basically means set them equal. For angles, we know that opposite angles are congruent. So if you're given two opposite angles, that means you set them equal. But if we're given consecutive angles, that means we add both of them together to equal 180. And lastly, if we're dealing with diagonals, we know the diagonals bisect. So two things apply. Either part of one diagonal equals the part of the other diagonal, or 2 times one of the parts of the diagonal should equal the whole thing.